bit there.
Good.
You know.
Yeah, would that be a good thing though? Like,
because people could still play to it,
Yeah.
innit? They could still cater to it.
plus we need to lie. We gotta lie.
Yeah, some people.
Sometimes you gotta lie.
Some
you
people
know
like,
what
what you want about?
Yeah,
You're a liar,
yeah.
bro. I never lie. Can't believe
Exactly.
you're a liar. You're so terrible.
I mean, it's a bit extreme, but imagine if the guy that was hiding Anne Frank told the truth.
I can't lie, man. It's against my morals.
Sorry, Annie.
So,
You gotta go.
you want him nuts.
Shit.
When you don't know someone, but like you're just being polite, it's like.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, black people think that's just a black people thing.
Do that.
Yeah. Like,
funny.
because I never do that with anyone except for black people. You know what I mean? But unless they're like not me first, then I'm like, yeah, what's up?
I was riding my bike the other day, and you just know you ain't in the mood. You're not in the mood to socialise or anything like that. I was just riding my bike, and there's this one salesman at the door. And I think to myself, oh, he better not come to my door, man. I don't want a salesman at my door. And he just looked at me, and he gave me the head nod. And I was just like, nothing. Because I don't want to, you know.
You don't want to start something, do you?
Yeah, I just don't want. I don't want a head nod. I don't want to do nothing. And I just probably looked into his soul and just rolled past like some miserable guy or something.
Shit.
And all I hear is like, as I'm getting down the road a bit more, all I hear is brr. And I'm like, oh, that guy is funny. Probably get on with him still.
Because that's the equivalent of like blanking someone, isn't it?
Brr.
If like, or leaving someone hanging. Like, he would probably just stay there like this as you walk past.
But sometimes you don't want to, innit? So I just, if
You
I
don't have to.
I don't.
It's like a social contract that, you know, you don't have to follow it. You know, you can be eccentric, you know. Be different.
Alright, nurture versus nature.
I never pronounce it properly. I just say the same thing twice. Nature versus nature. Nature versus nurture.
I think it's nature.
What is?
Yeah, there we go.
Yep. This is always style.
No, wait, no. Oh my god, no. I think it's nurture, sorry.
Which one's that one?
I think it's nurture in the aspect of gay people and trans.
You think it's
Might trigger a
nature?
few people. But I
as
think
in-
it's nurture over nature.
So you think it's more biological than sociological?
No, that'd be nature, wouldn't it?
Yeah, nature versus nurture.
I think it's more. What is the next one? You said biological or what?
Or sociological.
I think it's more sociological.
How so? What, like they come up, they grow up thinking, by seeing it in other people, that's how they absorb it that way, do you mean? Or because I don't, like, it's weird, like I've never been aware of learning that, oh yeah, no, actually, yeah, I think it's probably sociological. But even like, okay, as a straight guy, I've never been like, oh yeah, it's like, here's my kind of mindset. It was like, oh yeah, okay, so a man is supposed to be with a woman. Yeah, and that's how we're brought up like that. Like, oh yeah, it's supposed to be this way. Not even supposed to be this way, but it's like, this is the normal thing, innit? And that's just like how it's always been. You know, God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. You know what I mean? It's like that. But I don't like. I think it's both. Cause I keep reading, like, there's always like contradictory research. It's like some research will say like, oh yeah, it's because these people were brought up with these beliefs and they were raised in this environment. Like, I mean, bro, like a kid who's raised in a same couple home, like, why are they more likely to be straight or gay? They're gonna look at their parents first, and then they'll be like that. It's not always the case. Some of them maybe at first they think they're gay, but then they're like, no, actually I'm attracted to the opposite sex. You know what I mean?
I think just the statement of me saying it's nurture over nature, people are going to assume that's very closed-minded, and I can see that perspective.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it's more nurture than nature, you know?
So you would say like 60% nature?
Yeah, let's go for that.
Yeah.
Instead of it just being black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's never 100% this and that. But yeah, nature definitely plays a huge role in it. Because sexuality, like, is sexuality a biological thing or is it a sociological thing?
Sexuality within like man and a woman.
Yeah.
Surely it's biological, isn't it? Oh,
Well,
fuck, man,
sexuality
this is
in-
philosophical. This shit is.
Well, sexuality in terms of like attraction, I think that's biological.
Yeah.
Innit? Yeah. It's biological because like if I'm trying to a girl,
Pheromones
Well-
isn't just a male thing, a woman thing.
Yeah.
Men have pheromones as well. Their own natural
natural
scents and
scent.
stuff.
yeah.
Right. Difficult subject again.
But yeah, like I think it's definitely, well, not definitely, but it's mostly biological because like what makes us attracted to women as guys, it's mostly physical, and the physical is always biological. You know what I mean? But it's difficult. Like I think sexuality is definitely a tricky subject to talk about like this. But let's say something like aggression, for example. Aggression in men, I would say, is again 70, maybe 80% biological, and the rest is like just sociological. It's almost a necessity that we have to be more aggressive.
Yeah,
You know
because
what I mean?
we've got the strength
Yeah.
behind it, and we have to like use that.
Yeah.
Well, from back in the day, anyway. But with women, like their power hierarchies is more based on social structures.
Social like class as well, or it's more psychological warfare with them. Obviously, if they can't fuck up a big guy, they can fuck up his mind.
Real talk.
And they're the best players of mind games. I mean, men, we can be like, yeah, I know the game, but mostly it's women. Like that's their game.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of that also is, what's that word? Evolutionary.
Yeah.
Evolutionary psychology.
Mm.
So I don't think it's right for a man to start hating women and being like, oh, they're just manipulative and all that kind of shit and that, because like, bro, it's science. It's just how things are.
It is what it is, isn't it? It's more about acceptance. I think, yeah, you're right. Like, why do you think a lot of people are in denial of that though? Like, maybe again, is it the black pill mentality then that comes in?
Yeah, it's against a few mentalities, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once again, it's easier to be led with your emotions and feelings to when you was hurt by a woman or something like that, or when you was in a long relationship and then years after maturing and you actually look back at stuff and being like, wow, I was actually got manipulated there and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy just to hate straight away and just think we're in a lot of like that. But like, it's what they need, it's what humans and different humans have to have done to survive in this world. Yeah, no, that's not one part. Survival of the fittest. Only the strongest will survive in that. But like, is it that or is it the smartest who's going to survive? But then again,
the way evolution works, you know, like it's the environment that's selecting as well, isn't it? So it's like,
no.
this is what's worked for a long time. It's like it's the difficult subject again, but you know.
You know what's really, really weird? The chances of us being here right now, bro, it's fucking
Chances,
mad, isn't it? Like 7.2 billions of a chance, like for that egg to go into this and that on for us to be here, bro. What the?
Oh, are you talking about the Big Bang? Like the chances of the Big Bang
Nah, I'm just talking
like,
about like us being here
on Earth?
This
It's been
Yeah.
Bruh. Like,
There's only one of you, isn't that mad? There's only ever going to be one of you in the whole of existence.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Innit? That's mad.
yo, thinking like that scares me, you know?
It does,
It's like,
gets your sweaty palms and shit.
get your existential feeling and all that, bruh. Like, that's why gratitude, innit? Just be grateful that you're here. Because this is like, I know some people will be like, oh yeah, so what's the point then, innit? And then they tend to religion, or they tend to other belief systems, just so they can feel safe, just so they can feel stable. Because, you know, again, we're on like a flying object in space, you know?
And no one really knows what the fuck's going
circling a ball of fire.
on.
That is mad. I always think about like, how come it's never this way? How come the Earth isn't flat? I know there's science behind it, but I'm just saying, how come the laws of physics couldn't be that other way?
It's weird when you think about it.
Yeah. It kind of almost sounds like you're making an argument for God, and like it was intelligent design. Like, we live in the perfect conditions for us to survive.
I really want to know the missing link though, from evolution theory.
Yeah.
What happened? Because there's a change there, man. There's something that seems unhuman.
Yeah.
From the skip to monkey to human. There's something, I don't know,
Dude.
bro. Something
From like playing with rocks to tweeting about shit. It's like that. Well, there's bare theories, isn't it? There's like that stone depth theory. What's his name? McKenna, you know?
Yeah.
Saying that the monkeys migrated to the grasslands, they found some mushrooms, took the mushrooms, boom, explosions in their brain, start drawing art, using tools, communicating even more. Their frontal lobe develops, they start thinking about building culture, religion comes in, civilization, all of this. It's mad to think about.
If you've ever took mushrooms, then you know what Tawanga's saying. But if you ain't, then it sounds ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like describing color to a blind person. But you know what? This is what I wish. I wish I had the power of the time stone or whatever. I wish I was best friends with Doctor Who or something, just so I could go back in time, kind of like, you know, when you're rewinding a video. I just want to see that. I just want to see all of that going back in time.
How much time do you reckon you'd give yourself before you start actually just thinking, you know, going on like Rick from Rick and Morty, just being like too exponentialist because you've seen everything, like GTA, when you get the cheats?
Yeah.
Give it an hour, you're bored of the game.
Yeah.
Innit?
You know.
How long do you reckon it would take?
Well, see, after I see it.
You'd think long. You'd like to assume quite long though, right?
Because like you think, oh yeah, there's a lot of things to see, innit?
How long?
Let me go see Cleopatra. Let me go see, I don't know, the Aztecs, the fucking Mayans, let me see the first American to step on the shore and say, shoot. The white devils. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, like, I'd like to think a long time, but nah, I'd lose my mind as soon as I see it. Just something to blow my mind, man. Like, this is why immortality is a bad idea. You know what I mean? Like, why would you want to be immortal? Just watch everyone else die. I've actually thought about it. It's like, I'll be fine with that, you know. I get to see the future, see what happens.
You'd either be completely destroyed or completely enlightened and all that. To love, but not to have the attachment, because you'd love truly in each essence, because you've seen hundreds of thousands of the people you've loved and had connections with die.
Yeah.
Just die.
You just be alone.
That's a hard thing as well with life. Having someone you love, yeah, or you've been with for a long time, and then just boom,
die.
gone, dead.
Shit. I try not to think about it, but it happens.
You have to though, innit?
Yeah.
You can't avoid that shit.
Because it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Everyone's lost someone before. Everyone's going to lose someone. So have to think about like, because technically it's losing a part of yourself.
Yeah, it feels like that, definitely.
Someone said the saddest thing, probably not, like the saddest thing in the world is when your name is spoken the last time.
That's weird. I said that last night to someone else. That's when you die, basically.
That's when you completely die. That's when you're over.
dead.
Because like everything else is like in this book Ernest Becker wrote, it's called The Denial of Death. He calls it like our immortality project, isn't it? Like ourselves, like the purpose we give ourselves, that's our immortality project. I want to become a doctor so I can make a lasting difference. I want to build Trump towers so that even if I die, there's gonna be a phallic building that's just there fucking the sky, and it's gonna last forever. It's a building, it means there. And then it's either that or you turn to religion and be like, yo, I'm gonna live forever anyways, so let me do what I can on this earth to make sure I have a seat up in heaven. It's just a way to deal with our mortal lives, you know, our very short-lived mortal lives. As depressing as that sounds, there's a bright side, you know. That means you won't get to suffer anymore. That's kind of a bright side.
You're suffering more, your own suffering, or seeing people you love suffer?
To me, I think it's worse to suffer because of the suffering of others. If you see someone else suffering, I think that's worse for me than me actually suffering. You know what I mean? So that's the way cookie crumbles, isn't it?
What's that woman name again? Ayn Rand.
Ayn Rand.
Yeah, she's a bath, bro. Google her.
She's on some next thing.
YouTuber.
Yeah. You guys should check out her books as well. She wrote, is it The Fountainhead? The Fountainhead and Anthem. I've only read Anthem. I haven't read The Fountainhead yet. But she's on some next philosophical.
What she say though? She said she didn't fear dying herself. She felt her loved ones dying.
Yeah.
That's like, she ain't scared of dying. She's scared of her loved ones dying. Light podcast, innit?
Very light podcast, you know. Sun's shining. We're sipping on some lemonade or ginger beer. But yeah, man, like,
I feel like you have to talk about that stuff though. You can't be avoiding it. When it does happen, it's gonna hit you hard. You have to be prepared for these things in life because it happens, isn't it?
Yep, it's part of life, man. It's like I don't know, is it the Buddhists that say you have to prepare for death? Like through meditating you can prepare for death? I don't know, someone said it, but it's part of life, innit? There's life, there's death. You just have to kind of accept it. I don't know, I don't think I can accept it though. Like, I feel like I'm just stuck in a denial. Like, I know it's gonna happen, but then you're like, there's still part of you that's like, does it have to be this way? Why does it have to be this way? You know what I mean?
I can accept it. The thing I can't accept is me not living it fully.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Trying to reach that higher potential of what I could be.
So making most of it, innit?
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what.
I feel that.
That's hard, you know, because you know you can be saying, "Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that," and I want to keep this up and that. It's so much. It's easy saying it, but actually doing it.
Actually doing it is hard.
It's one of the secrets of life, I think. And actually, like, you're doing it, like.
Because sometimes, like, I feel this deep regret. Like, you know, sometimes you just be just wasting time, just just watching. Say you watch something for like 2 whole hours, yeah, and then it finishes, and then you look at yourself, you're like, I just wasted 2 hours of my life, yeah, doing this that has no meaning whatsoever to my life. It adds absolutely nothing, but I just like wasted this much time out of my life. I'm never having that time back. It's gone, it's done. And then you think about how, like, just like your life expectancy, like you live, if you're lucky, you'll live past 80. But we're in England, medicine's pretty good here. There's still some odd people
Deep shit, man.
Yeah. It's all about making the most of it then, isn't it?
The stuff we talk about on the pod, you'd think we've had a spliff or something.
Yeah. It's blunt. Bro.
For that shit.
Lifestyle from a tiny point in space. And expanded. And it's still expanded. It's mad, man. I just think about all these possibilities as well, man.
I was thinking the other day, imagine in the future, how like you're talking to someone online and it comes up seen off subject, but people who like, bro, they get nudie or something, if you've seen it and you ain't replied, don't do that. Come on, man. Yeah. Anyway, back on subject.
But it's kind of big though, like
I get it, but like, come on, it's not that big, bro.
What do you mean it's not that big? You've seen it and then you didn't reply?
Yeah,
but like
maybe something's happening, you don't know what's going on right there.
I understand that.
Moment,
yeah,
something could be going on still, but anyway, imagine in the future, we just talk to each other, so it'd be like text talk, but in reality,
well, like life with subtitles and shit.
Yeah.
So I'll be seeing like a thought bubble.
Yeah.
Right here. Instead of like me speaking, I'll be like, okay, I'll be reading that.
So when like you say something to someone but they haven't heard you, but you think they're blanking you, but they just didn't actually hear you. In the future, a speech bubble will come up saying seen or heard.
Yeah.
And they're sitting right here. And they're sitting right here. And it's just like heard, and it's just
you get into a text.
Yeah, that'd be funny, man.
Shit, that would be dangerous, man.
It would be dangerous.
Put a lot of people in trouble.
I think it would make the world a lot more real, though. Because how you was talking about that facade and that sort of persona and stuff. It would destroy the persona quite a bit there.
Would.
Yeah,
would that be a good thing though? Like,
because people could still play to it. They could still cater to it.
Plus, we need to lie. We gotta lie.
Yeah, some people.
Sometimes you gotta lie.
Some people are like, what you want about? You're a liar, bro. I never lie. Can't believe you're a liar. You're so terrible.
I mean, it's a bit extreme, but imagine if the guy that was hiding Anne Frank told the truth.
I can't lie, man. It's against my morals.
Sorry, Annie. You gotta go. Yeah, the truth shall set you free, they said.
That's funny. Oh yeah, the censorship things happen on YouTube now. It's meant to be the 22nd. It's cutting down
Is this one?
on people.
Oh.
I think it's like any political people, anything like big people. And we're tiny, bro. Nothing's gonna happen to us.
And maybe if we were like making money, maybe they would demonetize us, innit?
Yeah, there's that there. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to that intellectual web thing.
Yeah,
that Jordan's going to be doing.
He's making a new thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm on that.
Yeah.
I'll be up for that.
And there's like, he's got a lot of people backing him as well. What's his name? Ben Shapiro. Is that his name? Ben Shapiro? Shapiro, yeah. Ben Shapiro's on it. What's his name? Sam Harris is on it. Weinstein is on it. Or is it Weinstein? One of them. Sam Harris is on it as well. Yeah, Ruben as well. I think it's a good idea. So he's saying that if on this new site, if you leave a comment and it gets more upvotes or more downvotes than upvotes, then it disappears. That only you can see it.
It opens up freedom of speech as well, because it's gonna have, like, if you say, you're gonna have your extremists on there,
of course.
Your
the trolls,
black supremacists, your white supremacists, you're on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
But like, in this political correct like society, we still need that. That sounds wrong. We don't.
Yeah.
We don't need that. I'm on about we still need to allow these, even how toxic these people are. They've got to. If you prevent them from doing that probably leads to more actions actually happening.
At least this way, like, it's in the light. Now we can see it. Because if it goes underground,
that's it.
Then, bro, we don't know what they're planning. We don't know anything.
I've already seen a few YouTube like sites, like the Intellectual Web. I forgot what it was called. It begins with C. I think I signed iPad up for it.
Oh, cool.
But I forgot the name of it.
Okay.
I'm trying to find out a way how you can just like link your YouTube channel, so we just put all of our videos straight on there, so I don't have to download and upload.
Well, that's what iTunes does, right?
Yeah,
that'll be cool, man.
But we'll be on Spotify soon as well.
Yep.
Just need to sort that out.
Look up for us, Spotify, Mindscreed, coming soon. But yeah, all this censorship thing is getting out of control, man. I feel like it's almost like a spinning wheel. Like the right, like politically, like the right used to be more in charge, like the traditionalists, they used to be more in charge, and now the power's kind of shifting to the leftists, the kind of social justice warriors who are the extreme of the leftists, but now it's kind of flipping onto them. Like now you see like people who are more left-leaning, who are more that side, kind of been in positions of power in parliament, in schools, like all these social institutions, they're taking over and stuff. And that way they can, they can support or put forward policies like the free speech thing as well, isn't it? Like, what happened? There was, I think it's in England. It's either in England or Scotland or Ireland. Basically, misogyny is illegal now, but what's up with it? Misandry is not. Basically, you can be a dick to guys, but you can't be a dick to girls. You know what I mean? So it's not both ways. So I think it's gonna get worse. I think you're gonna have.
It has to get worse before it gets better. The problem.
We don't want it to get worse.
Oh, of course.
I feel like we need to.
It doesn't always cut
it.
it. But you know, that's the saying.
Yeah.
When the right was sort of like more head of it all, their problem was they didn't really have like intellectual thinkers at top who was able to responsibly sell sort of capitalism to them and self-reliance.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Bro, you should have put it in the freezer.
No, it's calm. Go on. Yeah, it's like
that was it.
Sorry, say that again. So it wasn't more like self-reliance. It was more of
the problem with the right when there was like more. It was then when the culture was more right-leaning and traditional leaning, they didn't really have the intellects that was able to intellectualize the values of self-reliance and capitalism.
Yeah, I get that. It's like because then the backlash came from like the Marxists and the communists type thing. So that was like kind of like the reaction to that, you know. And that's why like most people, I don't know, I think maybe it's like a youth thing. Like when you're young, you want
I hear that.
You want to be like, oh yeah, like I'm fighting for the what's this, for the underprivileged, for the lower class, and fuck the bourgeoisie type attitude, innit? But I think it is like people just don't understand it properly.
It's not easy to understand. I know we go on and talk about it and that, but it's not. We don't know 100% of what to talk about. I don't think anyone does.
No.
It's not easy stuff to like study or look into, you know. And that's why it's a lot easier to just go with emotions and feelings of what seems to be common sense.
Yeah.
Of how things like are.
There was a cool quote, something about common sense. Like common sense has become kind of like a no one's opinion. like it should be common sense, but people are like acting as if it's a mess, no one's thing. But yeah, so like I was on this white nationalist site in it, and I'm reading through, and I'm like, yeah, it kind of makes sense. But I think most of them is they just don't like immigrants. They want to be.
Sorry, repeat that sentence.
The driving force behind their beliefs is they don't want to. It's a purity thing, isn't it?
Like naturalists.
Yeah, white nationalists. They just want everything to be white, not mixed. So they're fighting against globalization, which is unavoidable. Seen as how like we're communicating now better than before because of technology. Again, I feel like technology has always had like a huge cultural effect. It always does, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was thinking the other day, like, what would happen if there was like male contraception, not a condom, but like actual contraception that prevented pregnancies? Like, would there be as many pregnancies, like forced pregnancies, accidental pregnancies?
I don't think there would, you know.
There wouldn't. Or at least there'll be drastically less than before.
You know, like, you know these MGTOW guys?
Yeah.
They have like a theory, like from Future.
Theory. Just eating breakfast.
Yeah, they're going on like talking about how they think the future's gonna be. And it is that Strange World book, it's similar to that.
What are they saying?
A sort of off subject. I was watching Blow Torching on Netflix.
Yeah,
Sick,
right. It
It's
looks
sick.
so sick.
I want to try it, you know.
Yeah, that'd be
Looks
so
sick.
fun. Like,
Innit?
they look hot though, man. All them fences and
Plus,
shit.
you know, you burn yourself with that, bro. You burn your unborn kids with that shit.
God damn.
Burn your finger on that heat. Your grandkid's gonna come out like, what the fuck was that, bro?
Yeah.
But yeah, one of the women was sort of similar, trying to predict the future, like these MGTOW guys, talking about how man in the future will be able to birth his own child.
Is it that girl? The girl that's always making them weird designs.
She won.
She won.
Shit, sorry.
Oh, damn it.
Sorry.
I wanted that black guy to win.
It was so predictable that she was gonna win
Yeah.
towards the end, and the favoritism and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, maybe that wasn't there, but that's something I was seeing.
It's because she always has like these weird ideas, like, oh yeah, this represents the poverty in the world.
Yeah, come on.
It's like, come on.
Salesmanship, that shit is.
Oh,
You know,
shit.
an artist has to like think to themselves, okay, what can I actually do to back up this,
Yeah.
back up that, back up that,
Yeah.
to make it look like it's bigger than it
Like
actually is.
context.
Better
Yeah.
than it actually is. But yeah, she had made one design about that, about how man is going to have their own kids and what it's going to do to population and human connection and stuff like that.
So she's saying we'll be more connected.
And how or not?
Yeah.
I don't feel like we'd be more connected.
It would be a major disconnect, isn't it? It would kind of like flipping the table when there's nothing on the table to flip.
Yeah, man, and the MGTOW guys were saying they're just going to be fucking sex dolls and all that, and just having genetically test tube babies done for them.
Oh, yeah.
Sex is going to be scarce, sex is going to be seen as like disgusting and that kind of stuff. Like that rat scientist, yeah, when he did the experiment with like hundreds of rats. Have you seen it?
What's this
It's a good experiment, man. It's an old one. It's like he makes like a society of rats to see what would happen if population kept growing and growing, and like it's just I'll send you a link. They started acting really like different, and some rats just stayed all day, just started not socialising with anyone, and staying on like the highest floors, watching everyone. The ones at the bottom were all raggedy and fighting with each other, biting tails off, and the ones who stayed at top, well, they just stayed grooming themselves all day and just looked more shiny and stuff, but they lived a disconnected life. And so it's a really good experiment. I'll try find a link so we can put it in the description.
Yeah, so like they formed the social hierarchies basically.
Yeah, that's it. He was showing about like the hierarchies of what overpopulation would bring birth to.
Yeah, I think I remember reading about that as well, like all this MGTOW future predicting stuff, like instead of having a woman have the baby, there'll be like incubators, like
hopefully
like warm things.
I want that shit to happen.
Because this sounds dystopian, isn't it?
Yeah, it's real.
Shit. It's like that book, Brave New World.
I still need to read it.
Everyone's cloned instead of sex.
Still need to read it. I looked into the blur and that, and I know like what sort of goes on. But I'll definitely read it, give it a read. Well,
Yeah,
I'll listen to it.
It's a good read. It's definitely. It's like 1984. Dystopian as well. Yeah.
He was a boss as well, man.
Trust me.
It's crazy how I never heard of any of these men or women when I was in school.
Nope. They just teach. I don't know what they're teaching us in school, man. Like, I don't remember shit. It should have been in the English class. Because he wrote some pretty good stuff. I mean, shit, he predicted the future basically. Big Brother is happening right now in China.
That's mad as well, man. That's crazy. Alright, and any last words?
Last words. Not really. On this sunny evening, we find ourselves contemplating the questions of life, or trying to not be distracted by the sounds in the background. The pull and the desire to have some ice cream. Trying to stay sane in an insane world, and spreading love where darkness shines and light light disappears. You know what? Yeah, guys, just spread love in the world. Let's just say that. We'll end it on a hippie note.
Comment, like, subscribe,
share, and deuces.